Our next sighting even got a governor in on the act. He tried to make a joke of it at first, but ended up admitting that he just couldn't explain what he saw. But that didn't stop the military from trying. We have saved the best and one of the best known UFOs caught on tape for last. It is our #1 close encounter.
March 13th, 1997. Everyone was out under the night sky to get a glimpse of the Hale-Bopp comet, which was passing over.
But there was something else passing over the sky that night as well.
It was awesome and amazing. It originally started out as the 6 points of light in a mile-wide span. I grabbed the camera and I got outside. By the time I focused the camera, 3 had disappeared, and I caught the 3 above the city like a giant triangle.
What Dr. Lynn Katai and thousands of others saw that night would become known as the Phoenix Lights, one of the most famous and well-documented UFO sightings ever.
The footage does not do it justice, okay? In the footage, they're much smaller, they're white. I call them an orb because the light did not extend outside the edge, and the color within each orb was a uniform amber color throughout. It didn't glare at all. These were very mesmerizing, very soothing, and as I was watching these, I have to admit that it seemed that there was an intelligence looking back at me.
While Dr. Katai saw lights moving in formation, others throughout the state reported seeing something even more otherworldly.
This very large delta-shaped craft flew 200-mile course and was witnessed by hundreds, if not thousands, of people.
It passed right in front of us. 5 lights that were a V.
You're not going to believe what I saw.
And he was amazed by what he heard.
If we opened up a newspaper, you could not block out the object that we saw.
And these are very unambiguous, up-close sighting of a craft, not lights, not flares. This is the craft that flew directly overhead people. One of the kids I talked to said he could have hit it with a rock, it was so low.
Whoever did this wanted to be seen.
And they were seen by Dr. Katai again and again and again, nearly a dozen times over the next decade. But after the initial mass sighting in 1997, everyone wanted to get to the bottom of those mysterious lights. Everyone, it seemed, except the authorities.
For months, there was no investigation. There was no explanation. They just blew it off.
But then Governor Fife Symington announced he would launch an investigation, and at an unscheduled press conference claimed authorities had uncovered the source of the Phoenix Lights. The public waited with bated breath for the governor to reveal the evidence. Okay, it turns out the investigation was really just the governor's idea of a joke. And the evidence, that's just his aide, dressed up as an alien.
This almost hysterical environment that was building. I just decided that this is a great opportunity to go add some levity to the situation.
Who says you can't trust the government?
It really offended many, many, many people.
And Arizonans still did not have an explanation to the lights until...
About a month later, the flare theory emerged.
The military revealed that on March 13th, a National Guard unit had been undergoing a training mission that involved the dropping of flares. Try telling one of the eyewitnesses that all they saw were military flares.
That's not what we witnessed or documented. I mean, flares cannot keep a formation. They drift with the wind, they float haphazardly, they have huge smoke trails that are illuminated by the flare itself.
I'm not saying it's an alien spacecraft, but don't tell me it was a military flare, because that's an insult to everybody.
Speaking of insulting eyewitnesses, it turns out that the governor may not be as skeptical as he appeared at that press conference.
I met with Governor Fife Symington. He said, you know what? I saw that thing too.
Wait, he what?
And it clearly had a shape to it, and a big shape, and it was a constant shape. And you can't control flares that way. There's just no way they were flares.
So the ex-governor, who was also an ex-Air Force pilot, saw the craft that night in Phoenix, just like all the other eyewitnesses. But does his pedigree carry any clout with the skeptics?
Fife Symington is an interesting case. Obviously, he's a thoughtful, intelligent man and a responsible person and a pilot, so he knows what he's looking at.
I think the fact that thousands of witnesses have come forward to date saying we saw this craft, I just don't think we can dismiss all that testimony.
I saw these things up close and personal, and no one can say that I didn't see what I saw. It cannot be explained or denied.